Yo. It's the podcast stable. I am TechP, and he is.
Kam Kinney. What's good, man?
Man, it feels good to be jumping in and really taking advantage of a lightning break.
A little earlier than expected, but maybe it was meant to be this way because I got some things that I've been seeing. I'm sure you've been seeing some things, and now we can go ahead and share them, and then maybe predict if our predictions are going to stay right or if the Cowboys are going to fall today.
Well, we're going to share some things about this game. It's great that this is the only game that America is watching this evening. It's very fitting that the not for long league, the NFL, chose to put Jerry's boys, the Cowboys, America's team, on it to welcome and watch the Philadelphia Eagles get their rings tonight. And so we're here, and there's a moment for us to kind of touch on what we've seen so far, like you said, and it just seemed appropriate that we show ourselves in this way. And so I'm grateful to be able to do so.
Cool. What you've been taking away so far when you from this opening night Thursday game? What have you seen that you like, that you don't like? We started off. It was already, I don't want to say a script, but a story from the get go with Jalen Carter. So that kicked it off right into it could turn out to be a classic game. It's been high powered so far, and we still got a little bit of time left. There could still be some heroics made.
Yeah, I think, to answer your question, you said, what have I taken away so far? And so being in this position and wanting to show the myriad of things that we're able to do, I do want to talk some football, but I also want to talk about, really what we're watching here is the beginning of another season of gerrymandering. And so, I've been getting a lot of feedback. We've actually seen some let's see, how can I say this? We've seen some sales of, and there it is. We called it gerrymandering. And so what we're watching is the beginning of a season. And now what we are doing is presenting the gerrymandering week 1 edition. What is gerrymandering? Well, it is found right here on the back of the shirt. The art of reshaping success without winning. Describing how the professional football team in Dallas continues to generate profit, attention, and influence despite decades without championships. And so we talked about this a couple days ago, and you said, yeah, we will put that on the shirt. And so we have gerrymandering available. We'll put the link into the comments so you guys can take a look at that and the other things that we sell there at the merch store. On the field, what am I seeing here on the field? I'm seeing Dakota Prescott, and I'm seeing him really be able to show on the stage what he can do, the value that he has, the poise that he has, the control that he has when given the right proper set of tools. I wouldn't say that we have a top 10 running back core in that backfield. They're getting the job done against this defensive front line of the Eagles minus the spitting tackle. We got to come up with a name for him. What is he doing? Spitting on another man. What? Where did he learn that from? that. That's he plays in Philadelphia, right?
He must be suspended.
he
He
must
must. He
listen.
must be suspended.
Hey
And
man,
we have
listen.
to stop that
Suspended.
right there.
Hey, listen. Suspended. He need everybody out there. Take him down. Take him down a notch, and let him earn his way back up. Because that's one thing that you can't do is assault. That's assault. That's assault. And so, man, where I'm from Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff, Texas, and that kind of deal right there, ooh, man, you're not going to be able to spit on another man. I don't know where he's from. I don't know where he's from. Somebody in the comments, if you guys know, share. Please do share because I mean, and what was he thinking? There's cameras everywhere. When I thought about it, I said, he's got to be. This may be the new way because there's what do you call it when they cheat with this gambling deal, there's some NBA players just went to jail for this or under suspension,
Oh, yeah, I know.
shaving, point shaving. This may be some way of point shaving or doing something because what was he thinking? This run game would have looked a bit different with him on the field.
Right, for sure.
Because, seeing Rain Dakota Prescott surgically operate minus a game one all pro defensive tackle not being on the field. And so I'm taking all that into account. I'm also seeing that the Dallas Cowboys defense. The Dallas Cowboys defense.
What was your reaction looking at that? I just don't understand it. I don't know how you can do that as a man, first of all, but then to let your teammates.
Khalil Mack was talking about coming off the couch today.
Unspeakable. Yeah, that's one of the things that I always
Might need it.
talk about, coach.
Hey, man.
Might need it, but hey, was it gonna be much more different? And I think my problem with the defense is not so much like because I feel like they've done. Saquon's been doing his thing, and I told you scratch him out. I'm gonna give when credit is due, I do credit. So Saquon, I'm gonna give you credit. You're playing pretty good right now. But I feel like they've been doing an okay job against Saquon, given the terms of everything. It's really what's been going on with Jalen. Like, you guys know that he's more reliant on his legs. Like, he could throw a deep ball, but
In the red zone.
yeah. But why are we don't have no spy, we don't have no run integrity. Like, y'all are just letting this quarterback get away with the easiest game that he's maybe going to have this season, the way that he's making y'all look. And that part is ridiculous. And I don't know if that would have been fixed with a Micah or not, to be honest. Like, he's going to get a couple more pressures for sure. Micah is a great talent. But what I'm seeing from the DBs and really the linebackers is just like, man, come on, man. We gotta have some more run integrity. This is his strength. Let's get there. Let's get there. Like, and also there was a misholding call that was a big sway in the game because.
Did you see my text?
I saw it. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I'm texting in other group chats as well. Like, man, that's a big one because we had them, but overcome adversity. I can't go back too far. The game is still within reach.
We also have one blemish that we haven't discussed, and that was that young man did put that ball on the turf.
Well, not only him, because his is magnified because it was the final result. But hey, George Pickens, bro, this is contract year. Why when we're making such a good drive, we have a big play. We're in the red zone now. and now you want to do, pull the face mask of whatever that safety is on the other side, and you're bailing them out, which led to the fumble as well. So it all starts from somewhere. George Pickens, tighten up, bro. This is a contract year. Let's go out there and play. Let's go out there and play.
Another thing, we need to give credit where credit is due. I don't know if anybody noticed this, but they did go back and show it. Dakota Prescott kept 7 points off the board with a tackle.
Dak
with a tackle. And so, I said it in the last episode, as a retired Dallas Cowboy fan, I'm still Team Reign Dakota Prescott. I am still with America's quarterback. I am not with the gerrymandering. And right now, what we're seeing is, I had a Jesse, shout out Jesse. Jesse said he's been checking out former Dallas Cowboy Jesse Penn. He'll be actually on Hey Girl with Cameron and Elena on the 18th, I believe. So check him out. That'll probably air 2 weeks after on the O2G TGIF. We're trying to make sure that those types of things come out on Friday evenings. And so, but Jesse Penn in the gym this morning, he was saying to me that he was mentioning that the injury that Micah supposedly has. And so, I said to him, I said, so are we to believe that our general manager and owner was, like in the words of Jerry, was presenting him or offering him the largest non-quarterback contract in the league, knowing that he was injured? And then he decided to trade him after? No. So you have to not take these things that are being said as truths, because Jerry already said he was worth $40 million a year. And so, Jerry, are you saying now that Jerry was offering a hurt man $40 million a year?
I don't know. I think Jerry might have hinted at it, though.
He made it did what?
He might have hinted at that, because he did talk about how, I'm paying for somebody who, he was injured last year. And, I don't, he brought that up during the whole, what we were calling shenanigans. And, it was shenanigans. But Jerry definitely did bring up the potential injury risk of Micah Parsons leading up to the contract. And I don't know. I feel like that part might be honest.
Yeah. And I feel like showing gerrymandering. That's what I feel like.
That's another point I was going to touch on. You said that you would, not supporting the Cowboys. I'm not a Cowboys fan. This jersey that I'm wearing does not say Cowboys. It has some logos, and on the back it says Prescott. I'm wearing this because my gerrymandering shirt was ordered today, so I don't necessarily have it right now, but it will be here soon.
Yeah, gerrymandering.
I got that one actually, the white one.
You got the white one?
I got the white one.
Hey, listen, did you notice what was on the sleeves?
Yeah, OGT to ESPN.
Yeah. So we have the logo on that one, and then we have the O2G ESPN. Well, O2G SPN on the sleeve. See, can I show it there? What's going on with this screen? You can barely see it there. But I wanted to say the reason why I was bringing gerrymandering back into this is because you began to tell me about this, what Micah Parsons may have been doing or may not been doing, and what Jerry was saying. No, Jerry is gerrymandering. Jerry is gerrymandering. It's almost like, the Netflix special coming out right before the season, and us talking all this time about Micah Parsons, just like we are before every season. I don't know if you recall last year where Dak Prescott, I think they announced his contract the day of the first game or something like that. I mean, it was this is just gerrymandering. And what is gerrymandering? Someone may ask, what is gerrymandering? Well, gerrymandering is the art of reshaping success without winning, describing how the professional football team in Dallas continues to generate profit, attention, and influence despite decades without championships. That is gerrymandering spelled with a J. And so for us, we want to make sure that we start to measure these things and expose more metrics that would push things into visibility, into how Jerry keeps moving these things around without getting us championships. And so if Micah was hurt, then why wasn't he traded way back then? Why did we waste all of this time? Because right here, what I'm looking at on this field is not a championship level defense. Khalil Mack, I don't know what type of shape you're in, but we'd like to see you at the Star here in Frisco, Texas tomorrow morning. The team won't be there yet. They won't be back yet. They won't be, I don't know where they will be, but we need you there on the turf. On the turf, they got about 40 yards of turf right in front of the practice facility. You can just go ahead and get started out there tomorrow morning, and they'll let you in to get you some pads and get out there with them. Because man, you mean to tell me they don't need them?
Yeah, no, for sure. Khalil Mack would be. I mean, he's definitely gonna be what's better than what's there, for sure. But so far right now we got how much time left in the third quarter? Probably about 4 minutes. 4 minutes, 5 minutes left in the third quarter. What do you think? Was that the game? Was that the play that sealed the game, the fumble, or
No.
can Dallas hold them to another field goal or create a turnover opportunity to give Dak another shot?
So this is what I would say. It's very early. The defensive play calling. Who's calling defense this year in Dallas?
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't know who it is, but I've been thinking about that the whole time.
Yeah. Who's calling defense? Because on those running plays by Jalen in the red zone, I could have told you he was going to run. He's run for 3 touchdowns. He's run for 3 touchdowns. And so thinking of that and the weather changing, is whoever calling this defensive game going to be able to now switch to understand that Jalen becomes much more of a threat in this range?
I typed in on the search engine, I typed in defensive coordinator, and the first city that popped up said Dallas. So
America's asking.
everybody's wondering the same thing, and his name is Matt Eberflus. I remember his name from the Chicago Bears. If he was there last year, if I remember correctly, they weren't good. The Bears were not a good defense last year. Not quite sure how that happened, especially when we had that DB coach a few years ago. But nonetheless, I will say been very impressed, especially with CD. He's looked good. Dax looked good. Javante's been running hard. I will say I've watched a lot of Broncos football, and he's bound to start fumbling. Versus what I've seen on tape. At some point in the season, I don't want to put on him. Maybe he's changed. Maybe but definitely was a beast his rookie year. Hopefully he can return to that form. But Miles Sanders, like bro, first he get hawked by a linebacker, and then got hogged by a linebacker, and you're supposed to be a speed guy, and then you fumble.
Hey man.
After we got the penalty back up in
Hey,
Miles Sanders should not be back on the field. We should. Hey, Javante, you're gonna have
all I gotta say is Lincoln Coleman, and you're not gonna know who Lincoln Coleman is, but Lincoln Coleman remembers what happens to fumblers, and all retired Dallas Cowboy fans over, I'm gonna say,
talking about the backup,
40 years old, should remember Lincoln Coleman.
I didn't tell you, I started watching the documentary, so
you're watching the documentary?
I started watching it.
Man, listen, do not, guys. Remember, no beers in the stadium. We're not buying any beers. We can't watch any Netflix specials. There's not going to be any winning in Dallas as long as we're supporting Jerry's riches and gerrymandering, which is him prospering without winning. And so I understand that the only way to speak to Jerry will be from a business standpoint because he doesn't care about winning football games. And so I have to strongly discourage. We need to be on a Dallas Cowboy fast. We can watch the game. But the Netflix special, we don't need to watch the Netflix special. We don't need to buy any beers in the stadium. We don't need to buy any merch. That's the reason why. Hey, listen, if you want to support, but hey, listen, here it is. This is not Dallas Cowboy gear, but this is something that's going to get us. This is going to get us to be able to have a voice to speak and let everyone know that we're unifying as people of Dallas and Americans, because there's Dallas Cowboys fans across the world. And damn it, we're tired of being on television and being right at mediocre. Just a shade over, just a shade under. And Jerry's is sitting up here and he's counting ducats until the cows come home. Why? Because people are showing up drinking beer. People are going to Dallas Cowboy and buying T-shirts. No, it's time out for that. It's time out for that. So, Kam Kinney, cease and desist on the Netflix specials. Cease and desist. Stand down. Stand down. So now, did I interrupt you? Because I feel like I just got on the soapbox about that Netflix special deal.
No, I think I interrupted you actually because you were saying that I didn't know about the backup running back who got cut.
Yeah. So that backup running back was a backup to Emmett, and he had started off promising, and he began to fumble, and Jimmy Johnson cut him. Now, of course, they don't have an Emmitt Smith on the team. They don't have a Lincoln Coleman on the team. They got a fumbling problem, and they got an offense that actually has a decent offensive line. Looks like they have an above average tight end, and they have two bookend wide receivers that are probably in the top 10 in the league. And they have a top 2-3 quarterback. And so what does that mean? That means that we're going to put some points up, baby. And those running backs are going to be able to run the ball. Now, if we ever get behind.
Yeah, my point was always, hey, when Dak has two legitimate receivers, one of them retired today, Amari Cooper. But, when he's had that history of two certified receivers. Now, Pickens, he's been decent so far as his play, but penalty.
He just needs to be a threat.
Huh?
He just needs to be a threat.
That's great. Yeah, I need him to be a threat. I need Dak missed a couple of throws to Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson should be having a bit of a bigger game. He's been doing well so far. We got to come out and execute and be disciplined.
Dak did put one right there on the money. And was that Ferguson who dropped that ball in the end zone after getting that defensive receiver penalty?
Defensive receiver penalty was just now. And then Miles Sanders fumbled.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But who was that dropped that ball? It was going to be a drop.
Oh, yeah, that's Ferguson.
They put Jerry on.
To his mama, I'm going to get what Daddy didn't get a chance to get. Or got a chance, but didn't get.
This one's going to be for Dad. We playing for Marty Schottenheimer?
Oh, you know what, though? That's another point that I wanted to get off. He's been doing a good job. I know everybody, the head coach.
Calling the offense, you mean?
Yeah, of course. That's
Okay.
his domain. He's been doing a good job. They look prepared. He's had some solid play calls. He's been doing a good job. I
Shout
have
out Greg Hill. Greg Hill played for Marty Schottenheimer, Dallas Carter legend, Oak Cliff legend. He played for Marty. Um, they're in Kansas City. Work out with Greg every morning, just about every morning here at the local Cowboy Fit. And so, like Jerry said, this one's so bad. You about to go to bed? All right, come on around. We're on the podcast table. Say hello to the audience.
what's going on. Who is it? Oh,
It's Young Nicks. Young Nicks. What you got to say to the people? Who you got in this game? You got the Eagles. What would you say about what you've seen so far in this game? What's your call?
The Cowboys
What a wonderful lady. You got to know Marty, obviously. Going up against
Defense needs to do better.
covering him.
Well,
Worked with,
sounds like he's been watching the same game as us.
when they came back,
yeah. I mean,
wonderful man.
But let me just tell you this one thing. There's nothing, I mean absolutely nothing good. And there's no good reason ever to pick the Philadelphia Eagles. The only thing that's good out of Philadelphia is the cream cheese. And so I don't care if the Cowboys stink, and I'm a retired Dallas Cowboy fan. We shall never pick the stinking Eagles. And so, son, we're gonna give you a pass tonight.
I don't know. I'm going to pick the Eagles at some point this year. I wasn't going to.
No. Listen, man.
They're not going 0-16. Let's be real.
No. I mean against the Cowboys. We can pick them against.
Okay, that's a little
against Dallas.
Wow, you guys are Cowboys fans.
Who's the Cowboys fan? I'm
Cowboys fan.
I'm retired.
He's a Cowboys fan.
I'm retired.
Okay, retired and just tired, going to bed. Cowboys fan. I get that for y'all. Me, I'm gonna be unbiased. I'm gonna be unbiased, and I'm gonna tell you, I just would favor the better quarterback in this game, which is Dak. He's been playing well, but hey, Jalen, he's been playing very well as well. Gotta give him his credit. But I mean, it's like if he didn't play well against what I've been seeing on the other side, it'd be condemning. But I'm still gonna give him his credit because he still has to input, what he's inputting. But
give who his credit?
Huh?
Give who credit?
I'm giving the quarterbacks credit. They've both been playing good.
I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I support Jalen Hurts 100%. I love everything he stands for. I love what I see on the field. He couldn't control that he got drafted and is owned by the Philadelphia Eagles. That wasn't his choice. And so just like the rest of us, we go to work and we do our best. And so he's going and making the best out of the opportunity. And they seem to be treating him well. And he's defying the odds. I don't know if you remember. They wrote him off there in Alabama. And so he was able to go to Oklahoma, continue his career. And now he's a Super Bowl winning championship just for the wrong team. Just for the wrong team. He should have.
I mean, he's outplayed Pat Mahomes in 2 Super Bowls. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm no
Pat Mahomes. I'm gonna leave it alone though.
You saw they just had Michael Jordan on the screen.
Nah. MJ at the game.
MJ's in.
He was at the Bill Belichick game too.
Definitely. He must be about to announce something, make an announcement of some sort.
MJ, he might have something up his sleeve.
Hey man,
man, something up his sleeve.
Why not?
I mean, he is coming to broadcasting soon. How do you feel about that?
I think it really depends on. It really depends on if he comes out and it's like true media, or if it comes out and it's really like shaped to continue the narrative that he's the great. And so this is not to take anything away from Michael Jordan. But I mean, he's done a great job of masterfully, like, i- Nixon has never seen Michael Jordan play basketball. I mean, he may have seen some videos, but for generations, he's continued to stay relevant in that way. So I think the decision to be in broadcasting now, to continue that, I mean, where else can he be on a screen and get paid to do it and be able to have almost creative control of the narrative? The people are purchasing advertising ads during live sporting events. They're paying a pretty good penny for 30 seconds. Well, he's going to be able to be on, and I'm sure he'll be able to discuss his interests, whether it be sneakers or, whatever influence that he wants to bring into that dialogue. So I think it's a pretty smart and savvy business decision. Now, as far as I usually listen to sporting games with, I usually listen on mute because I don't want to hear what they're saying. I like to just, kind of be very selective with who I kind of engage with and what I listen to. So I will listen to hear what he has to say up front. But if it's anything like these other former players, and all they can do is compare things to yesteryear and all the rest of that and be like super critical of, these young players that are playing in this era, in this world, with these set of social issues, then I'll just go back on mute. So I'll come off of mute for the great Michael Jordan. What about you? What do you think?
I'm a little bit on the opposite end of the spectrum. I am I've probably started consciously watching basketball. I probably had always been a fan since at least '03, but like consciously watching it probably since '06, '07 ish. Um, and I remember a different era of basketball. So for me, when those old players reminisce and talk about the different eras, for me, I miss that era as well. I'm stuck. I can't love the new game like I love that game. Um, and it's not so much of like the players. I don't have a problem with the players. It's more of there's no different systems, and we're programming everybody to, you know, run the same things, and it's just like, like if you bring a different style to a team, you might be able to bring more out of it and make a matchup in that type of way. But everybody wants to play the same, and it's not the most enjoyable. The flopping and a bunch of threes and a bunch of layups. No.
Yeah, but that's so I agree with everything you're saying, and I'm not saying that I prefer today's game over the past. What I'm
I'm
saying
not saying
is,
you are either, but
okay,
what you were saying was, bash, and I get that to a sense, but at the same time, it's like for me, at least in that standpoint, I'm like, man, I'm okay with it in that part because I'm hoping it sparks somebody to go back to a different style and then create trailblaze into styles again.
see, this now tells me that we need to point out another version of gerrymandering. And the reason why I say that is because if the NBA were broke, then Adam Silver would fix it. And so the rules would change. And so what they've done is they've changed and they've tweaked and they've built exactly what they want. And that is entertainment. They want high scoring, they want shooting, they want up and down, and that's what they want, is to put on that type of circus like show. They don't want to actually get into what we call basketball until sometime around the playoffs. And so if you listen to LeBron and others, they actually tell you this. They talk about it openly. And so you can't be mad at the players because the ownership.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not mad at it. That's what I said in my tangent. I'm not mad at the players. It's not so much the players that I'm, you know, getting into. It's something above them, whether that's the coaching or the ownership or whatever the case is, or the league itself. All of them, it's like, hey, but I it's the same thing with gerrymandering. The counter is
Oh
to
man, I
affect the
got the
bottom line.
ultimate.
So
You said what?
I said the counter is to affect the bottom line in some type of way. So for me,
I gotta up my game on this one because I got one. I got the ultimate gerrymandering story that came out today,
Yeah.
and so it was your guy.
Who's my guy?
It was your guy.
Man, that's alleged. That's alleged. We can't we can't believe some guy that gets on just a podcast and says that he's seen something. He has no
Hey,
actual proof.
hey,
I would
listen. No, he
take
does have
that
actual
as
facts. Did you look at what he saw? What did you see how they uncovered it?
no, that
It was through bank. It was through bank with allegedly. This is what they say.
it's allegedly. Yeah,
Hey,
let's
hey,
start
hey,
with that.
listen.
Allegedly.
I feel like we just need to say pause just for no reason. Pause. Allegedly, pause. I see
Both.
these guys saying this, so I think if you really want to sound real cool, pause. You got to mix that in.
Now,
But allegedly,
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, I know what it means. I know what it means, but they just throw it in there, and I don't have a reason to throw it in there, but I just feel like saying pause. And so, but this guy says that he went and looked up these bankruptcy documents. Did you hear this? Did you hear this?
You talking about Pablo,
Yes.
the reporter? Yeah, I heard what he said. I haven't seen no evidence. I've heard what he said.
But what I'm saying to you is those are concrete documents that are available. And so, um, do you know who Steve Ballmer is?
Yeah.
Do you know where he comes from?
No. I mean, I know that he's billionaire.
Do you know where his billions came from?
Somewhere in tech, probably Dell or something. I don't know.
Microsoft.
Microsoft. Okay.
And so, knowing the Microsoft culture and knowing that he came from technology into sports and knowing how he got that team at that time. Remember, this was the guy that kind of stepped in with 2 billion cash during the Donald Sterling transaction. Like, I got the cash, I'm ready to go right now. And he was like, made a phone call. I got 2 billion cash.
That's crazy. Donald Sterling got 2 billion from being racist.
2 billion. And
2
so,
billion.
and so Steve Ballmer, thinking about now what we're looking and seeing inside of corporate America, Steve Ballmer was right there at the top for a long, successful run at climbed the ranks at Microsoft, became the CEO, stepped down in I believe it was the top of 2013, 2014. The day he stepped down was the day that they announced that Office for iPad was releasing, if I remember correctly. And Microsoft stock took off like a rocket. Satya Nadella stepped in. He's still the current CEO of Microsoft. But what I'm highlighting is the nature of tech is we play by no rules. If you look at the revenue of how they recognize their revenue, they will receive that offshore in Switzerland or somewhere, so they don't have to pay taxes here in America. Like, they play by no rules. And so now to hear that Ballmer, when it was time to compete with the Lakers, if you recall, it was LeBron and Kyrie, it was LeBron and the Lakers recruiting Kawhi from Toronto.
But I think Kawhi and Uncle Dennis used them. I think
they used them for 28 million additional dollars.
Allegedly.
Listen, we could say allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's out there. And what I'm saying to you is, I am not surprised that if this is true, Steve Ballmer, and if I don't believe that it would ever be shared with us. I don't believe that it would be shared with us because really, what matters? What really matters? I mean, unless the other owners are upset. And look, I mean, the Lakers just somehow landed Luka, just out of nowhere. And so, I think they've moved on to orchestrating things in a way that makes sense for them anyway. And so
I think even after the fact, like, they probably didn't want Kawhi to be a Laker anyways. like the rest of the league.
I think at that time LeBron James had so much pull that it could have happened at
No,
that
I'm
time.
saying, no, I'm saying, yeah, it definitely could have happened. But I'm saying, like, the owners in retrospect, like, if they hear this news today, if they think about where they were at that time, they probably did not want Kawhi to go to the Lakers, because when they owned the New Orleans Pelicans, they stopped Chris Paul from being traded there because all of the owners were the owners, of the Pelicans at that time, because they didn't have an owner. So what I'm saying is, I don't think anything comes from that. To be very honest with you, whether it's alleged or true or whatever the case is, I think that was probably something that they're all okay with. Maybe besides Genie, but
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to, in hindsight, tear down the league for for this tree planting no show payout allegedly. Pause. I don't think so. However, it shows you this is their way of gerrymandering. And they're watching Jerry Jones do these things. And still, it's all about money and profit. And here in Dallas, it's been 30 years. Actually, it'll be 31. Did we win? Did we win the Super Bowl? I need to look that up. I can't remember. I know we won in '95, but I think that means that we won. We were in the Super Bowl in January, February
I
of
thought it
'92.
was 93. Was it
92,
93,
93, 92,
94,
93, skip 94, and then
95?
95. And we
Yeah.
should have won in 94 too, but Jerry fired Jimmy. And that was another mistake. That was another mistake. Now, we don't want to rehash all those things. We just want to win now. And right now, we just, spent a whole off season, supposedly negotiating with a player that was, we find out that supposedly is hurt after. I mean, it just, don't get me started. So they look to be warming up. What are we thinking? Is there still precipitation out there? They say they got about 10 minutes before they get back live.
I don't see no rainfall or nothing like that. For me, it's gonna have to take somebody to force Jalen to cough up the ball, whether that's pressuring him or making him fumble. I don't see Saquon fumbling. He's looking like he's having a great day. I don't see him fumbling. He's protecting the ball really well. You have to blindside hit Jalen, get the ball loose, create a turnover, and then have a shootout. Otherwise, on to Cincinnati.
Well, on the
Wherever they
Cincinnati,
play next week.
tomorrow we got who we have tomorrow?
We got Kansas City. I think no, they're going to LA.
I think they're playing in Brazil.
Are they?
Yeah, I think that game is in Brazil.
So
I mean, they on the schedule it says somebody's home and somebody's away, but
yeah, Chargers lost the home game.
yeah,
Chargers lost the home game.
yeah. I believe that game is happening in Brazil or somewhere.
I'm gonna double check real quick. ESPN. Man, I got one of my leagues. I got Javonte Williams on my bench, and I actually meant to start him because I was just thinking, I was like, for some reason he's gonna score one touchdown today, and he's ended up with two of them. Tomorrow, yeah, NFL Sao Paulo game. So this is the game that the Eagles and Green Bay played last year for the first game in Brazil. So I guess every year they're going to start off, or at least the last 2 years, they started off with a game in Brazil on Friday with two teams from the same conference so far. But we'll see if that develops into next year. I think you pick the Chargers. You're still confident with that one?
It's the first game of the season, so I mean, me. I don't bet, so I don't put my money on anything. when it comes to sports and that kind of thing. So am I confident in it? I mean, I picked them. If they let me down, I'll learn something from it. And that's how I look at it. I do want to see Jim succeed. That's. I know Jim's a smart guy. He's a great coach. He's won at every level, and so I want to see Jim pull it out. I do want to see Jim pull it out. You
Took the Chiefs.
yeah.
Now that they're in Brazil, I'm definitely taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, I want to see what Travis Kelsey looked like, Mr. Taylor Swift. Are we
I
going to
think
see Mr. Taylor Swift or are we going to see Mr. Kelsey? I don't know. It's the first game of the season. He's a little bit long in the tooth. You know, you're marrying Taylor Swift, and you got a place already waiting for you over there to kind of go into the podcast world and media world. It's
he
you know.
contemplated retirement last year.
Say it again.
Say he contemplated retirement last year. I think if they would have somehow won that game against the Eagles, he would have retired. He would have retired.
That Weller antique. That's my favorite one. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Well, no, I like foolproof too. I like foolproof too, and I like 12 too. For those of you out there, I'm speaking of tonight. I'm having, because of the start of the season, I figured that I don't know if I'll make it all the way through, but I did just pour the antique. And then, so I've had a pour of 12, a pour of antique, and maybe, just maybe, there's a small pour. I could put that in my infinity, but nah, I'd rather have a small little pour of that foolproof. And so there's America's quarterback. America's quarterback. So let's wrap it up, man. Let's this game is running behind. It's not gonna be over the midnight our time. You still sticking with the Cowboys?
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna follow my pick through, and hopefully there is some type of turnover or stop, or maybe they call an actual holding when they need to give the Cowboys another shot. But hey, if they don't get another shot, hey, look, you turn the ball over, you had some penalties that were unnecessary. You don't necessarily deserve to win this game, but offense has been playing well, and I would love to get see it stay competitive and give them a shot too. What about you? You sticking with your pick?
Listen, I'm sticking with my pick, and that is to focus on these 5 colors of the week 1 gerrymandering. I could never pick the Philadelphia Eagles against Dallas. There's no one that knows me that would believe that. Uh, that's just the bottom line. Let me take this down real quick, and let me tell you another quick story real quick. So back in 1999, fall of 99, the Dallas Cowboys traveled up to Philadelphia to play the Eagles, and they had a notoriously bad field. Now, I never been on it before, but they talked about this veterans field, and they talked about how terrible it was. And Michael Irvin, the playmaker, after winning 3 Super Bowls, went down in that game, and I believe it was with a broken neck. He had to be carted off. Maybe it was his last game. I need to look that up. It may have been his last game. But what I do remember is the Philadelphia Eagles fans cheering. And I remember that, and I still remember that. And I said, you know what? Man, they really, 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 really are not ever. I should never forget this. And so for that reason, I'll never pick that. And then you see this guy, Jalen Carter, is just going to spit on another man before the game. It's very fitting that he plays for the Eagles. It's very fitting that he plays for the Eagles. And I want to know where he's from and whose man's is that? Whose man's is that, bro? Like you spit on another man, bro? Where I'm from? Listen.
Down towards the ground, but in the direction of the Eagles with Carter who had walked over
No,
it.
sir.
And that begins the
No, sir.
the two.
No, sir. There's always somebody bigger and badder than you. That's what my grandmother and them used to always say. Somebody always bigger and badder than you. And so you cannot do that. Now I love that Dakota was able to take that and continue to just keep going. It showed a very high level of emotional intelligence and maturity. And that other guy, he behaved like not even a toddler. I've never seen a toddler spit on someone. Never seen a toddler even spit on someone. And I mean, are we to believe that was the first time he's ever done that? He's ever done that? I mean, bruh, learn from your mistakes, man. Like, I want to see this brother do well. I want to see him learn from his mistakes. That right there, and kudos to the ref. Kudos to the ref. Right on top of it. I think I just read his lips and he said, out of there. He out of here.
Out of here. He just played a Mustang.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Out of here. And so, kudos to the ref. Kudos to the ref. Hey, listen, we're getting back to action. This has been the podcast stable. I am TechP.
Kam Kinney signing on.
You know what I said the last time? I wanted to fade out and do a little something on the way out. So just let this roll out.